we're up to formulation. I have explained my cellophane theory already, that the colours are like cellophane. They just, you can't add depth. Yeah, I've explained that to you already. So whatever we put the cellophane on top of, the colour that's underneath is going to contribute to that. I think I did go into this a little bit already with the colour wheel. But a common, like, are we going into pre-toning now? We are, yeah, I'm at the right place. So a common one is blue. Blue trips people up a lot of the time, and I think if you think of these dyes as like a cellophane, if you got a sheet of cellophane that was blue and you put it on top of a yellow hair that was like this, you would see a bit of a greeny kind of colour. Sometimes that works okay, like if you put a royal blue like that over yellow hair like that, usually you'll get that kind of result, which is okay if that's what you want, but if it's not, the way that I would counteract that would be, I would add a little bit of violet into my formulation in my bowl here, so that that violet that's in the blue, when it touches this yellow hair, is going to tone it a little bit. So that's usually what I do when it comes to pre-toning. I don't like to pre-tone with an oxidizing colour, like a blonde toner, like a 9 ash, usually because it's all about the cuticle too. It's not just the level of lightness, it's what's going on with the cuticle. So if I put a colour, like a toner on there, I'm putting pigment in the hair. I'm adding something in the hair. So, you know, like filling that pothole, and then when the direct dye goes on top of that, it can't fully grab. So it will appear more muted, more smoky. Great if that's what you want. If that's what you want, perfect. Like if you had a level 10 and they wanted something that was like metallic, smoky looking, really opalescent, I would, because that's like what I'm trying to do. But in most other circumstances, I won't pre-tone because I want to leave that cuticle raw and open and like ready to receive that direct dye if you want it nice and bright. So most of the time, to be honest, I don't pre-tone. I like to just correct the colour in my formulation, in my bowl. So if I know the hair's a little bit yellow, I'll use my colour wheel here again, not just for counteracting, but say I want to put this bluey green that we all love, this emerald green, on yellow hair. What's going to happen is I'm adding yellow into my formulation by the hair. The hair is adding the yellow. So what's going to happen is you're going to mix up this in the bowl, you're going to add this, so you're going to probably end up here, which is not what you want. So how would you counteract that? You'd put a little bit more blue in it. See, like how we're using yeah, it's exciting. Would you do a test? That's a good question. So you may have seen a lot of people on the Instagram, they swatch in a book. I don't really do that for testing because the paper is white, the hair is not. So if you are going to swatch, get a realistic coloured paper. So I would get like a lemon kind of coloured paper if I was going to do a swatch, not white, because most of the time hair is not white. So what you see on this paper is not going to, but when I start, I'll always start at the back, like 90% of the time, unless I'm doing the halo prism, then I start at the front. But usually with Vivids, I'll start at the back. I'll get my formulation in here, I'll put it on the hair, and I'll look at it. And what I see that's on the hair, that's what the colour is going to be. Not what's in the bowl, not what's on the paper. The proof is in the pudding. So when you look at it, if you like what you see, then that's okay. If you don't, maybe just go back and just adjust it a little bit more, because what you see is what you're going to get on here. You're not going to walk away and it's going to process. Like if something's wrong, it'll be there. Does that answer the question? Excellent. Very, very good. Good. Yeah. The other way I will pre-tone, I don't usually, but if I was to pre-tone, like if you really wanted to pre-tone so that you didn't have to do so much adjusting in your formulations, the best way that I've found is with a purple shampoo. You leave it on for like 10 minutes, and the reason is because it will change your tone a little bit, but it's not going to fill the cuticle. It's still going to leave that hair raw and open and the perfect environment to then do a direct dye. So go to pre-tone, purple shampoo always, to just leave it nice and rough. Yes. Usually wet. Yeah, usually wet. it seems to be enough. Like if you want it to be a bit more concentrated, just squeeze it out a little bit so it's not sopping wet, because we know the more water that's in the hair, the more that is going to dilute it.